All right, here we go. The Saints in Seattle. Drew Brees with his ski cap on, and I don't even think that was going to help in the rain. That was coming down.
Some hail
Good
mixed
gracious.
in there. Sure,
how about some pregame trash talk? Have you ever seen so much of this, guys?
Well, you know what's funny is now this is Jimmy Graham, obviously right there in the mix. You see
Bruce
Ben Watson trying to settle him down, but where'd Jimmy Graham do today? You know, I mean, he can't throw the ball to himself, but I'm against this.
Throw the ball to himself.
I'm against this pregame nonsense.
Well, you know, that's just a part of it with Seattle. That's what they do. They sell them wolf tickets, and that's what gets them hyped up.
Yep.
You see this punt right here, terrible
16
punt.
yards.
Thomas Morstead, listen,
he bobbled the snap.
Ball right through his hands. He was lucky to get it off.
Well, special teams hurt Saints all game long.
That punt, missed field goals.
Well,
that hit hurt Percy Harvin.
Harvin had a rough outing. Raphael Bush comes right at him here.
Nice play.
And he would knock Harvin.
See that mouthpiece?
Yes.
That's when you know it hurts. Yeah, and that face tells you it hurts too.
The Seahawks end up settling for a field goal there. Then on the ensuing drive for the Saints, Shane Graham lines up for a 45-yard field goal.
But
kind of hooks
he kicked the laces. McCown, your backup quarterback. Listen, Shane Graham, look at the laces. I mean,
you got to turn the laces.
I was never a field goal kicker, but I know one thing: you can't kick the laces.
All right, so in the second quarter, the Saints have the ball now, trailing 6-0. Mark Ingram fumbles. It's recovered by Michael Bennett. That's not good.
Well, and the momentum, Jamie, as we had talked, it started to shift. They had started to kind of control, dictate that line of scrimmage. And Mark, young fella, you just can't do this.
I mean, he had two hands on the ball right up the middle, still coughs it up. Richard Sherman is jacked, so the Seahawks take over. Marshawn Lynch takes care of the rest. A 15-yard touchdown. Just like that, the Seahawks up 13-0, and it's raining Skittles in Seattle.
He gets and does a great job of getting skinny. And what I mean, taking it right down the numbers. Yeah, for a guy that size, you get out there and there's space there, and he does a great job of finding his way in there. But Drew Brees, first half, where was Drew Brees?
Just 34 yards passing in the first half. Drew Brees not able to get anything going.
Well, he played with that glove on. Keep that in mind. And this is the first time we've seen Drew Brees play with a glove.
Yeah, he was looking for Lance Moore there. Marcus Colston here. That was broken up by Walter Thurman.
Look at the tail on that ball.
Yeah, wobbling. Well, Walter Thurman, Earl Thomas, these guys were everywhere. Their timing today in the defensive backfield was spot on.
Yeah, the ball's knocked down there. He was trying to find Marcus Colston. The Saints turn it over on downs. Pete Carroll, jacked.
Now he needs more enthusiasm.
Well, he did avoid the sack there, but Drew Brees isn't the tallest guy in the world, and he just couldn't get the complete pass there.
34 yards passing in the first half.
From Drew Brees in this offense.
A guy that's passed for 5,000 yards seems like 17 times.
This is what we talked about earlier. Russell Wilson kind of evades the rush, steps up in the pocket, and gets it to Jermaine Kearse for a 25-yard gain. 4 plays later, 2nd and goal. Wilson again waiting, buying some time.
Ooh, talking about something that hurts.
And this just kills you.
Now, Percy Harvin goes down again. It wasn't so much the hit, but how he hit the ground here that I think knocked him out of the game a second time.
That head hitting that ground, that hard ground, very difficult.
You see right there. The side of the face, it's that temple shot. That's where most concussions happen.
He's going to get a fitted mouthpiece, though.
You know what I mean? Those things are too loose. Get those molded ones.
Out of the game for good. Third quarter. Brees looking for Josh Hill. Who would have thunk it? The backup tight end has a catch before Jimmy Graham. So the Saints now in Seahawk territory. Next play, Brees to Marcus Colston. And this, the longest play of the game so far for the Saints, a 25-yard gain, and they're marching down the field. In the fourth quarter, same drive for the Saints. It's 3rd and goal, and the Seahawks won. They give it to Kyrie Robinson, who actually got the start in the game, and he scores from 1 yard out. The Saints need to go for 2. That's exactly what they decide
Part of the reason he gets the start, according to Bill Parcells, said, hey, start this kid. He's a tremendous player. But you see, here it is. Good job. Good read by Ingram. Scores a touchdown.
So it's now a 1-score game, 16-8. Seahawks have the ball. Russell Wilson looking for Golden Tate. Seahawks forced to punt on the drive. So the Saints going to take over, starting to feel pretty good. Drew Brees on the play action gets a little lucky.
He got lucky
on this completion.
They dropped 2 picks on Drew Brees, minimum of 2 picks in this play. But, great players seem to have things go their way.
Well,
Robert Meacham hauls it in. Earl Thomas was there, just kind of tips it up to Meacham, who was waiting on the play, picks up 52 yards. 3 plays later. Look at that weather. I mean, it's coming down in sheets, guys.
Sideways sheets, too. They
Drew
just
Brees
could not get this screen game going today. This one was tipped trying to get to Sproles. Mark Ingram dropped one in the first drive. Cadet dropped one in another drive. I mean, the screen game, which is normally huge.
You know else wasn't going? The kicking game.
Yeah.
Shane Graham misses from 48 yards out. He did not have a good game today. Certainly not ideal kicking conditions for anybody on that field. Here comes dangerous Russell Wilson to Doug Baldwin for a 24-yard gain, but there's a challenge flag on the play. Let's take another look.
It's a great catch, and I think he gets the knee, because if the knee goes down, therefore he's in bounds. A knee equals 2 legs, correct?
Yeah, play would be upheld, so the Saints lose that last time out. Marshawn Lynch finds the edge here, uses that stiff arm. That's a 31-yard touch. That can't happen.
That's a weapon, first of all.
Can't do it. I mean, listen, you know what's coming. You have no timeouts. You know they're running the rock. They get the edge. Couldn't tell whose fault it was there, but inexcusable.
There, the Skittles. It was raining Skittles. Yeah, not just raindrops, but as Marshawn Lynch danced through those raindrops, he got some skills. All right, here we go. They're not out of it just yet. Drew Brees to Marcus Colston for the touchdown. 23-15. They try the onside kick. Golden Tate mishandles it, and Colston recovers. So you're saying there's a chance.
There is a chance.
3 plays later. Brees, buying time, eludes the rush, finds Colston.
Marcus
could have stepped out of bounds.
What's he thinking?
I don't know what he was thinking.
I get that. I mean, you can step out of bounds and go for the Hail Mary.
Situational awareness. This is what frustrates me. Everyone was a better football player than me, but Marcus, you got to know the time on the clock, feel it, step out of bounds, live to play another down.
23-15 the final. The Seahawks moving on to the conference championship game, and they are going to play either the Carolina Panthers or their nemesis, the San Francisco 49ers. The Seahawks already in the NFC championship game.